That's so jazzy. That do 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 do.
You're like actually listening to the music. I'm like, whoa, look at this.
You're like,
This hot
look at
boy.
that. Taemin. Isn't he from something?
Yes.
What's he from?
A boy group.
Which is called?
Sha.
Me. We missed.
Wow.
No, give me another one.
That was so bad.
No,
I
need to,
just
like,
witnessed
okay,
that.
no. So now you're reacting to the solo artist Taemin, who is actually the main dancer and lead vocalist from the boy group SHINee. You'll be reacting to his performance video of his 2016 release called Drip Drop. The song compares a lover to a drop of water and how the rain becomes an ocean for Taemin to explore. The song was composed by Jamel Digi Thomas, Jonathan Perkins, Michael Jimenez, Sarah Forsberg, Tay Jasper, Levin Colley, and Paul Thompson, aka MARZ.
Why are you turning it down?
So I can hear you.
Oh.
Bump bump. 3, 2, 1.
Did you?
I thought you were going for a high five.
Where they film this? This is sick.
Yeah, I have no idea actually.
It's like big desert time.
Also, I like this sort of like mechanical whirring, like getting up.
Whoa, dude.
It's a drop of water.
Ooh, that sounded wet.
It sounded moist.
Oh, I like that.
I love his jacket.
I like a good use of silence, as you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
This is so interesting because the like percussion part of it, like usually I would think of it as being like low and like bass drum or something, but it's all like high tambourine clicking.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's so much going on.
Oh my god. That's cool. Yeah. Man, these effects are really cool.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It's cool how like it's almost like replacing. the
Also,
drums.
this part's really cool too, and I'll talk about it later. I just got excited.
Okay, there it is.
And I think the syncopation's through the cutoff and the percussion. So the cutoff of the chord and the percussion. That's really interesting. Wow. Oof. And this feels so satisfying when we finally arrive back.
I actually think that the like synthesized instruments, like I think it fits the vibe. Like I know that you like acoustic stuff, but like you get like the sort of whoop 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 effect, which I think is like they're talking about like water and dripping and like it just kind of fits that like soundscape that they're building.
Yeah, hold on a minute. It's different with both these on.
Ooh,
man.
that was sick, and the dance was really cool. The choreography is really dope.
Those octaves too. They like either sampled his voice and put it an octave up, or it may be a female voice. I'm not sure.
Ooh. Such a good chord. Major, minor, B flat, whatever it's called.
Oh,
He said it has range.
he belted that. He
Yeah.
straight up belted that. Boy's getting his pants dirty. Oh my god. Oh, he just ground into the ground. Oh wow. I'm just too absorbed by his sexy dance moves.
That's so jazzy. That do 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 do.
You're like actually listening to the music. I'm like, whoa, look at this.
You're like,
This hot
look
boy.
at that foot shuffle. Look at this hot boy.
Oh, that's classy.
And then
Oh,
you
that's
end
so
with
cool.
like the little
Oh my
like,
gosh.
hi-hat.
there was so much going on. Like, I
Yeah,
wanted to
I
like
wanna
have
say
my
that
ear
again.
out to talk to you, but at the same time I was like, no, because there's stuff happening in both ears. Like, I need both ears.
I need to listen to everything.
There's a lot of like human voices, but like kind of excerpted and jumbled and distorted, so like they sound more percussive. Like there was like a woman's voice, you know, in like the first chorus, which was like singing little bits, right? And that's something that a lot of composers have dabbled with too. Like if you listen to like Stockhausen.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff like that.
Manipulation of tape.
Yeah.
That stuff is cool.
That's what that reminds me of. But yeah, you definitely get like the water effect, I think,
You
just
the
from the
drips and drops that are being synthesized. Yeah.
When they're singing drip drop, like it's a descending kind of
It's
melodic
constructed that way.
fragment. Text painting. We love to talk about it, but it's thing.
It wasn't a peak and valley kind of song. Even within that, it was just still very pleasant to listen to, because that's the thing with, I guess, emulating nature sounds. Is just there's something soothing about it, because I guess a philosophical approach is like the sublime. You're seeing something that's bigger than you, or something more complex than you. For me, I felt that a little bit. It's just like, wow, or something as a drop of water can be so interesting. And then, yeah, it's there's arpeggios climbing up to build adrenaline, to climb up to the climax. But it wasn't, again, it's still not a peak and valley, but that doesn't mean it's not interesting. The dance was cool. I can't do that, so.
I felt the peaks and valleys in not a volume way, because the volume kind of stays the same throughout. But I found the contrast between the syncopated fast swing section and the more even boom bap beat. I found there were some peaks and valleys with that. Like they were both climactic in their own way. Like the syncopation is obviously very frenetic, and it's like whoa dun dun. But then some of the chord textures are a little more cut out, are not as lush. But yeah, so that's the benefit of the boom bap section, is where the lush chords come in, and there's a wash of sound. That's what I agree with the sublime aspect of what you're talking about, because I feel like the production here is quite sublime, and yeah, it does give a weird liquid feeling. I thought this was actually more of a journey than maybe you thought, you know. Yeah. It definitely had a little bit of that Hollister H&M vibe for sure, but I thought the rhythmic games that it was playing and the texture timbral games were all really great. Timbral, I don't think that's a word, but I just said it.
So, what were the moments you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so what's really cool is the first time when they have the first verse and you have him like going like drip, drop, like the vocal line is super staccato, and that's really awesome because all the textures in the instrumental music that's backing him up is juxtaposed against that, so it's like all very legato and much more like smooth and flowing. And then after the first chorus, they flip it. So then if you notice, all the accompanying music and like textures and stuff, now they're all staccato, and instead the vocal line that he's doing is much more legato and flowing. That was a really, really cool compositional technique. I don't know, like it makes it sound different even though they're just using the same material and changing it a little bit. I really dug that.
Yeah, what he said.
That was cool. That was a whole adventure. I wasn't sure if it was in the faster tempo or the slower tempo until they started doing the snaps, because they would do 1, 2, 3, 4 towards the end. But at the beginning, I was like, is this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4? Because like they were dancing really fast, and I was like, I don't know if she's really fast or like if they're just like subdividing a ton.
I didn't get so much water afterwards though. The water was like at the start.
They started doing the snaps instead of the water droplets, or maybe water droplets just sound like snaps. But because in the beginning it was very like that's water, but then towards the end it almost sounded like.
Cool. Well, you'll be comparing Drip Drop to his B-side song called Mystery Lover, which was released on the same album as Drip Drop in 2016. In this song, Taemin is singing to a woman he hasn't met yet. The song is about his anticipation for meeting this woman and realizing his fantasies. The song was composed by Adrian McKinnon, Mark Q. Rankin, and Ryan S. Jun.
Ooh. Nice, chromatic. Very creepy music box feel. Layering, like the layering.
It's like we're adding loops on top of each other.
Oh.
I like that.
Okay, so we have synth string, but yet it does give me that cinematic orchestral quality.
G, hit a G.
Yep, there.
Yeah. A.
Yeah.
Oh, those vocals. Excuse me, Cloud. Oh, that's rich. I'm gonna turn that up.
We don't need to talk.
It's like gospel in a way. Yeah, it's a little bit like Phantom of the Opera in a weird way.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like halfway between each of those.
I like the games. Hits the G a little early this time. A little early too. It's like we've hit these high notes. Now we're just gonna play around with them.
I love how the harmonies move outwards.
Yes, yes. The like descending, let's say ostinato, the repeated baby's first glockenspiel line. It's really nice, and that outlines the harmony. It's great. Oh.
Do you hear their swells? Nah. Just how they taper each note
Yeah.
and like the sincerity in each chord.
Okay, we're in a different section now. Huh.
It's just very intense modal mixture. They didn't quite modulate. I thought they modulated to C minor, but they didn't stay there for long.
Plays B flat major, doesn't use it as a augmented sixth to 5, just goes directly back to D. Sick.
Oh God.
He's
That
good.
was good.
He's real good. Yeah, it's a little bit like one of those chaconnes where you just have the repeating little harmonic thing over and over and over again, and then like really cool stuff on top of that. So it opens him up for like whatever he wants to do on top of these progressions.
I like that there's so much use of vocals in it. I think that really, like, if we're talking about a haunting vibe, like
That adds
having,
to it,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
He's bad, like in a good way. Like he's bad.
He said, "So you think I can just dance?" I'll be
Wrong.
wrong. You're wrong.
Wrong.
That's a cool. Is that it? That is it. It just ends. No
you
downbeat.
This whole thing was like, woman I haven't met yet, fantasy, mysterious. Like, man.
It was everything I wished I had in Drip Drop.
Yeah, that was the main problem I had with Drip Drop. It was mainly focused on the dancing, so like he would have some good vocal parts, but this was just all him, all harmonies, all riffs. It was amazing.
Not even like just harmony and riffs, harmonized riffs. Like that's like it sounds like so stupidly simple, but like that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
When you come up with a riff and you're like, oh, I'm gonna harmonize the riff, because why the fuck not? You know, like that's like really, really special. Make
And
the
it's
harmony.
not even just like the harmony, it was the dynamic contrast and the swells and the musicality put into each note.
Yeah.
It was so much more advanced than that other song.
And the swells really brought out the parts that needed
and
to
he
be
just
brought
like
out.
he pushed those suspensions and just came off of it, which is what you're supposed to do. It was like like the way he would do that, I was just like, yes, I needed her. I needed it to resolve.
I like this guy. I like that he's playing with instrumentation and playing with like
I dig him in here.
repetition and playing with like the percussive elements of things. I mean, I'm a fan of harmonic looping. I really like harmonic looping, which is it was basically the same chord progression the whole time, like the same piano arpeggiation going the whole time. But I think like the interesting part when you have something repetitive through the whole song is like the development of, you know, the lyrics, the intention, the singer, the intensity of it, you know? And I think when we got, like, all of the voices layered as they started, like, adding in, I think that was really effective.
Do you guys like Drip Drop or Mystery Lover better?
I think Drip Drop, only because I just felt like sonically it was so satisfying. I mean, it's like they mastered imaging. There were sounds that felt like they were coming from back here. That's cool. That's sick.
Drip Drop or Mystery Lover?
I like Drip Drop. This second one, it gave you like a bit more time to get used to everything because it like kind of looped them and then would add as it looped. So it was like my ear was adjusting to each thing as it came in versus like Drip Drop. It was like, here you go,
Bam,
here you
new
go, here you go,
thing,
here
new
you go.
thing, new
And
thing.
it was like,
thing.
like it's all happening at the same, like.
And you
feel
like that a lot?
I feel like Drip
Oh.
Drop, I could listen to like 5 times and each time like pick out something new that I hadn't heard before.
Really? I
love
agree.
that.
I could listen to that 5 times and pick out something new, but I feel like I could listen to Mystery Woman 5 times and love it each time for exactly what I've heard each time. I mean, I probably pick something new out of it too, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm really hungry and I'm just thinking of butter and baguettes now, but I really, really liked it. I'm a sucker.
You know, this is really interesting. These two pairings, people who listen to the vocals and harmonies and phrasing really like the second one more and think the first one is boring, and then the people who listen to rhythms love the first one and don't care for the second one.
Yeah, I thought the first one was way better. This one's still good and powerful.
It's just so much more exciting. I think the second one, like as someone who like learned all that stuff for like church gigs, I guess like that part of it's kind of interesting, like the harmonization stuff. Very colorful and very lush, and also very dark because it's minor, so it's gonna be. And like getting through like the flat 6 major chords and like the dominant chords is really cool.
Yep.
But yeah, I gotta say the rhythm in the first one is just so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I still wonder, beautiful story. Still wonder.
Oh my god, the balance on those vocals are like butter.
Can you cut through them?
Dude, with like an entire freaking baguette. Yeah, it's so soft, just